the patron saint of radio, Sir Alan Partridge. Anyone who has ever done radio will have had a moment where they felt like they were doing a proper Alan Partridge. I do every time. You just kind of, you have to just embrace the cringe, basically. But yeah, actually smiling when you're talking changes your voice, it changes your energy. And that is, I actually learned that working in a call centre whilst I was at uni. They were always like, smile when you dial, because people will warm more to you if you're like conveying that warmth in your voice. So smiling, think about kind of talking one-to-one. So that, if it's just you, thinking about not talking to an audience, but you're just talking to that one listener that's listening to you. So it's like as if you're talking to a really good friend. And just kind of, bringing out that passion and enthusiasm. I remember talking about like that being too cool thing. I mean, I'm quite an enthusiastic person, and I remember when I started doing my first radio shows, I started trying to be very cool and imitate people that I thought were, cool, basically. But yeah, bringing out that passion and enthusiasm, I think is, like you said, that's one of the things you love about, radio presenters, is hearing that kind of childlike enthusiasm. So yeah, personal reflection, anecdotes, practice, can't say enough. It's practice. It's not going to, just because something doesn't come instantly, doesn't mean you don't have the potential to be really good at it. And even if it's kind of a bit out of your comfort zone. I mean, I do know people who, have just pursued like presenting, particularly in, such a way, and then they've become really good at it, where they didn't just like start out because they had like some kind of amazing natural talent necessarily. They did just work at it. You can work at these things. So yeah, actually, like how you are in your body affects your voice. So just sort of taking a breath, making sure you're relaxed. Your voice can change so much depending on where you're kind of speaking from, if you're speaking from your diaphragm. And people do adopt a bit of a radio voice. A lot of people do. I certainly do. Do my little radio voice. Where they just kind of dropping down a little bit. Using your arms, this also adds kind of a bit of expression to your voice, because we're trying to move away from sounding too monotone. Anything like that. So actually, if you look at, Chris Evans, when he's presenting, he's like all like this, his body language is enormous, and that like really affects his energy. That's something to think about. So yeah, relax, get into your body, breathe from your diaphragm, all those things.